Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The zombie snail is a mollusk infected by the parasite Leucochloridium paradoxum. This parasite invades its tentacles, making them pulsate with bright colors. The objective is to attract birds that eat the snail and become definitive hosts. Inside the bird, the parasite reproduces and its larvae come out in the feces. Other snails become infected when they consume those feces. This is how the parasite's life cycle is completed. It is a surprising example of biological manipulation. The pop-up book of phobias was published in November of 1999, created by Gary Greenberg and illustrated by Balvis Rubis, and presents three-dimensional scenes that represent phobias such as arachnophobia, acrophobia, claustrophobia, and necrophobia. This book combines art and psychology to explore human fears in a visual and impactful way, becoming a curious and striking work for both collectors and those interested in the human mind. Meet the Himalayan vulture that stands out for showing its fake eyes. By adopting this position, it appears larger and more intimidating to potential predators. This vulture has adapted by developing a bald spot behind its head that resembles large white eyes. Although all vultures of this species have these fake eyes, some have them very small and only show them when they feel threatened. In May of the year 2018, a car appeared hanging from cables under the Leaside Bridge in Toronto, Canada. The vehicle, a Honda Civic with no license plates and broken windows, was suspended in the air. This caused confusion among citizens and the local police. At first, it was thought to be part of a filming, but there were no registered permits. Later, it was discovered that it was placed there as a joke. The red rainbow is a rare phenomenon that occurs at sunrise or sunset. It is formed when the sun is very low on the horizon. At that moment, the sun's rays pass through more atmosphere and shortwave colors, such as blue and green, are dispersed. Red and yellow, with longer waves, manage to travel further. This results in a monochrome rainbow, dominated by reddish tones. The leaves of the succulent Senecio peregrinus, also known as dolphin necklace or string of dolphins, have a shape that is reminiscent of jumping dolphins. This unique feature makes it a very popular plant among succulent lovers. John Brower Minnick is known as the heaviest person ever recorded. He reached a weight of approximately 635 kilograms at 37 years old. Due to his extreme weight and delicate health, it was impossible to use a scale that was completely accurate, so this figure is only an estimate. The project An Egg Without a Chicken was led by the designer Annika Larkins. This project seeks to offer a sustainable alternative to traditional eggs, using ingredients such as pea protein and alginate, a chemical substance from algae. The egg created does not come from any animal and was designed to imitate both the taste and the nutritional value of the traditional egg. This project was presented at the Dutch Design Week in Eindhoven. The ayam semini is a rare breed of chicken native to Indonesia. It is distinguished by its extreme black color in its skin, feathers, beak, tongue, meat, and organs. This pigmentation is due to a dominant gene called fibromelanosis. Its unique appearance has made it a highly coveted bird. In the United States, some specimens have been sold for up to $2,000. It is considered one of the most exotic chickens in the world. Assuming the girl is 1.60 meters tall and the bed is 40 centimeters high, her hair would be approximately 1.80 meters long if it touches the ground. On average, human hair grows about 15 centimeters per year, although this varies depending on each person. To reach that length, it would have needed at least 12 years of continuous growth. In addition, it is common to trim the hair to keep it healthy, which can lengthen the process. Growth also depends on genetic, hormonal, and health factors. This phenomenon shows what looks like a society of worms moving together. Some species form living masses that move as a single organism. They intertwine and cooperate to survive in difficult conditions. The worms can form mobile towers or groupings that respond to the environment. Although it seems strange, it is an adaptation strategy. The $1 million coin was created by the Royal Canadian Mint in the year 2007. It is made of pure gold with a purity of 99.99%. It weighs approximately 100 kilograms and has a face value of $1 million. It was recognized as the largest gold coin in the world at the time. One of these coins was stolen from the Bode Museum in Berlin, Germany, in March of the year 2017. But the largest gold coin in the world is the 1-ton gold coin from Australia. It weighs 1 ton, measures approximately 80 centimeters in diameter and 12 centimeters in thickness. Its real value exceeds $33 million. The Mata Mata turtle is a freshwater species native to the Amazon basin. It can be found in countries like Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, and Peru. It is known for its strange appearance, with a rough shell and a triangular head. Its facial extensions help it camouflage itself among leaves and branches. It inhabits slow rivers, swamps, and areas with dense vegetation. It is an ambush hunter that feeds on fish. These are the vibrations of the strings of a guitar and a violin captured in great detail. The visual effect is achieved thanks to the phenomenon called rolling shutter. This occurs when a digital camera records the image in successive lines instead of doing it instantly. As a result, objects that move quickly appear distorted. The effect can make the strings appear wavy or twist into strange shapes. It is an optical illusion caused by the way movement is captured. This turtle has the most powerful bite of all. The alligator snapping turtle lives in the fresh water of the Mississippi River. It has a prehistoric appearance and can measure up to 1 meter long from its nose to its tail, weighing about 100 kilograms. But what is most surprising is that it has one of the most powerful bites in the entire animal kingdom. It could cut off any human body part without any problem, and although its diet does not consist of humans, several cases have been reported. For this reason, it is easier to study distant planets than the seabed. The study of distant planets is done mainly through telescopes and space probes equipped with advanced instruments. These technologies allow us to observe planetary characteristics and collect data at enormous distances. In comparison, the seabed presents significant technical challenges such as extreme pressure and darkness, which makes direct exploration at extreme depths difficult. Meet the giant freshwater stingray known as chow phraya. It inhabits the basins of the Chao Phraya and Mekong rivers in Southeast Asia. This fascinating creature can reach an impressive weight of up to 600 kilograms and measure up to 5 meters long with a stinger of more than 38 centimeters. Its toxic venom causes intense pain and nausea. Swimmers should be careful, as the Chao Phraya stingray sometimes attacks the feet and legs, causing swelling and pain. The horror movie of 1960, 13 Ghosts, came with a viewer with 2 colored strips, one blue and one red. The idea was to use them every time one of the characters in the movie put on the glasses to see ghosts. If you looked through the blue strip, you did not see the ghosts, but if you used the red one, you did. The World's Ugliest Dog contest is held annually in Petaluma, California, and Scooter, a 7-year-old crested chihuahua with a disability in its back legs, won the title of the year 2023. This event seeks to celebrate the uniqueness of dogs and promote the adoption of pets with special characteristics. Since 2010, there has been a church called the United Church of Bacon. It was founded by former Marine John Whiteside in Las Vegas and has more than 25,000 members around the world. They even have their own 8 bacon commandments, promoting a culture of humor and appreciation for this food. The horror movie 13 Ghosts from 1962 includes a story based on the short story The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. For the movie, an audition was held to find the perfect black cat, and 152 black cats attended the audition. The filming took place on a Hollywood set, and several cats were selected for roles in the movie. These were the prehistoric versions of the bottles or baby bottles we use today to feed babies. They date from the year 1200 before Christ, and the most impressive thing is that they still have milk residues inside. This is the famous hanging pillar of the Veerbhadra temple, located in Lapakshi, India. It was built by the Vijayanagara Empire in the 16th century. This temple is famous for a column that seems not to touch the ground. A sheet of paper can be slid under the pillar without difficulty. Although it gives the impression of floating, its weight is distributed by the upper structure. An attempt to move it in colonial times damaged the temple's roof. Snow can accumulate on roofs during the winter until it reaches dangerous levels. When the weight exceeds the load capacity of the structure, it can cause sudden detachments. This occurs more frequently on sloped roofs, where the snow slides off all at once. In some cases, it can cause material damage or endanger people. The phenomenon known as spider rain has been observed in regions such as the humid Chaco, Paraguay. It also occurs in parts of Brazil and Argentina. Some species, such as Parawixia bistriata, migrate in colonies and travel through the air using silk threads. These spiders build huge communal webs suspended at great heights. The leaf butterfly is a common name used for several species with camouflage similar to leaves. However, the genus Strepana belongs to moths, not butterflies. These moths are known for the curved shape of their front wings, similar to a sickle. They are native to Europe and Asia and usually appear in the warm months. June and July are especially active for many of their species. Inamiri is a Japanese custom that allows people to sleep briefly in public without losing social respect. It is practiced in places like trains, meetings, or even at work. It reflects dedication and exhaustion from work effort. It is not a careless nap, but a culturally tolerated break. Although it seems informal, it has implicit rules. This man is carrying 20 sacks, but they are not as heavy as they seem. The video was filmed in India and shows sacks containing puffed rice. Each one weighs approximately 4 kilograms for a total of 80 kilograms. That amount is equivalent to the weight of a large adult person. Although visually impressive, it is a manageable load for someone accustomed to physical work. Puffed rice is light, so the sacks take up more volume than weight. This you see on screen is not the head of a snake, but a giant Congolese toad. This amphibian, which is only found in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, evolved to adopt the appearance of a venomous snake to keep its predators away. Not only does it look like one, but it also acts like one, making its appearance more convincing. The Tiger and Turtle, or the Magic Mountain, is a walkable sculpture located in Duisburg, Germany. It was designed by the artists Heike Mutter and Ulrich Jenth. Its shape mimics a roller coaster, but it is made for walking. Visitors can walk it completely, except for the inverted loop. These peculiar drawings are made using a typewriter. They are created by the urban artist James Cook, who is in charge of typing every detail of the faces, animals, objects, and architectural illustrations that arise from the combination of letters, numbers, and punctuation marks on sheets of paper. Each piece is composed of more than 100,000 characters and takes up to 3 months to complete. Scarlett Johansson is the highest-grossing actress in the history of cinema, with her films accumulating more than $14 billion at the box office. Her role as Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been one of the main contributions to this impressive figure. In the United States, about 1,700 people become millionaires every day. In addition, this country is home to approximately 40% of the rich people in the world, with more than 19 million rich people, a figure that continues to increase every day. The reason for this phenomenon is attributed to its economic system, wide access to credit, low taxes in certain parts of the country, and other variants. The largest shark in the world is the whale shark. This species is the largest in the world, with a maximum recorded length of more than 12 meters. Despite its large size, it is a filter feeder that feeds mainly on plankton and small fish. Changing the color of fire is possible by using different chemical elements. With barium oxide diluted in the fuel to be burned, the flames burn with a green tone. Strontium, for its part, generates a brick red, while copper produces a bluish color. In addition, potassium can be used to get lilac, sodium for a very bright orange, and lead for a bluish-white fire. However, these mixtures generate toxic vapors for the human body. This is a recipe for preparing cookies with edible crickets. Butter, sugar, egg, salt, baking powder, and wheat flour are used. The crickets must be dehydrated and can be added whole or in the form of flour. The ingredients are mixed as in a traditional cookie recipe. The crickets are incorporated at the end before baking. This preparation is rich in protein and increasingly popular in sustainable cuisine. It is an innovative way to take advantage of nutritious and ecological ingredients. Under the Antarctic ice, there is a surprising ecosystem full of marine life. Urchins, sea cucumbers, sea spiders, sponges, worms, and starfish have been found. These organisms survive at temperatures close to -1.6 degrees Celsius. They live under a thick layer of ice for almost 10 months a year. Although there are no algae in these extreme conditions, some animals feed on microalgae transported by currents. This hidden world has surprised scientists with its diversity. In recent years, many barbers have begun to offer the service of painting the beard. This service can be used to fill in gaps in facial hair or even to paint the beard from scratch. It has gained popularity and has become a recent trend, especially among those who seek a more complete and well-groomed look for their beard. The fog effect is achieved by combining dry ice with hot or boiling water. Dry ice is carbon dioxide in a solid state. Upon contact with water, it sublimates, going directly from solid to gas. This process generates a dense white fog that stays close to the ground. The fog is formed when the gas mixes with the water vapor. It is commonly used in special effects for theater, cinema, and events. In August of 2017, Cheetos opened a temporary restaurant in New York called the Spotted Cheetah, which was operational from August 15th to 17th. The menu, designed by Chef and Burrell, featured a variety of creative dishes that incorporated Cheetos as a main ingredient. Options included Cheetos meatballs, Cheetos nachos, and crispy Cheetos chicken. The restaurant was a resounding success, selling out all available reservations in a few hours. The cat piano, a cat clavichord, was a musical instrument from the 15th century in Germany that used live cats to produce sounds. The cats were placed in small compartments, and by burying a claw in their tails, sharp and unpleasant sounds were produced. This instrument was created as a joke or a form of macabre entertainment. The Messerschmitt KR200, also known as cabin and roller, is a three-wheeled microcar manufactured in Germany after the Second World War. This car had a 10-horsepower engine and could reach a top speed of approximately 90 kilometers per hour. Its compact design and unique appearance made it look like a friendly robot. You have inherited your intelligence largely thanks to your mother. A study has proven that 80% of a baby's cognitive abilities come from their maternal heritage. Known by some as the resurrection plant, the Rose of Jericho is a plant that has the ability to survive for many years in drought conditions and that, upon contact with water, in just a few hours comes back to life, changing from a brown color to an intense green. Associated with good luck, protection, and purification, there are many myths and legends about it. This is Lake Tahoe, located between California and Nevada in the United States. During the winter, some shallow areas can freeze. Skating on natural ice is never completely safe. It is recommended that the ice be at least 10 centimeters thick. Blue or transparent ice is usually more resistant. Gray or black indicates that it is melting, and opaque white is thin and porous. Every year, on the last weekend of August, the Redhead Days Festival is held, an annual event that celebrates the beauty of redheads. Originated in the small town of Tilburg in the Netherlands, this festival has brought together thousands of red-haired people from all over the world since 2005 in order to promote acceptance and diversity. Admission to the festival is free, and it is not mandatory to be a redhead to attend. Full of events throughout a weekend, the most notable of all is the group photo where only redheads can be, breaking records every year. Due to the influx of people, it is expected that this year will be no exception. Filmed in Manaus, Brazil, these are pink freshwater dolphins known as boto. They inhabit the main tributaries of the Amazon River and are an emblematic species of the region. Adult males can reach up to 2.5 meters in length. Their weight can exceed 180 kilograms. In ideal conditions, some specimens live for up to 40 years. They are intelligent, curious, and adapt well to the murky rivers. Their pink color intensifies with age and physical activity. The largest school in the world is located in India. It is called City Montessori School and was founded in 1959 by Jagdish Gandhi and his wife Bharti Gandhi. The school has experienced massive growth and currently has more than 55,000 students. It not only holds the Guinness record for its size and capacity, but it has also received prestigious awards such as the UNESCO Prize for Peace Education in 2002. The institution offers education that focuses on instilling values such as peace and tolerance. In addition, the school has received praise for its focus on inclusive education, serving as a model for other educational institutions in India and beyond. In China, people can get married even if they are no longer alive. This is known as ghost weddings, and it is an ancient ritual that consists of uniting two deceased people in marriage. To carry out the ceremony, feng shui masters are hired, a tombstone is placed, and the bride's bones are exhumed to be placed inside the groom's tomb. According to them, in this way the people in question will not be alone in the afterlife. The waterfall swing was designed by the Studio 7 Design along with several collaborators. This installation allows people to swing through a curtain of water without getting wet. It uses sensors that detect the movement of the swing in real time. The system activates valves that interrupt the flow of water just as the user passes. The Cage of Death is a tourist attraction located in Darwin, Australia. It is part of the Crocosaurus Cove Park, specialized in reptiles. In this experience, visitors enter a transparent capsule submerged in a tank with saltwater crocodiles. The capsule allows a close look at these animals in safe conditions. Although the name sounds extreme, the activity is designed with high protection standards. In Home Alone, the famous Christmas movie from 1990, there is a scene where Kevin finds a photo of his brother Buzz's girlfriend. What many do not know is that in reality that photo does not show a girl, but the art director's son with a wig and female clothes. The little boy was very eager to appear in that part and obviously did not think twice when he received the proposal. The Foucault pendulum was created by the French physicist Léon Foucault in the 19th century to visually demonstrate the rotation of the Earth. This device swings in a fixed plane while the planet rotates below it, which causes the pendulum to knock down spheres placed in a circle, evidencing the change in orientation. Although it seems that the pendulum rotates, in reality it is the Earth that rotates. Its operation is based on the inertia of the pendulum mass against the terrestrial movement. This demonstration is an elegant and simple proof that the planet is in constant rotation. In Bangladesh, it is common to see crowded trains, especially during festivities. Many students and workers who cannot afford a train ticket climb onto the roofs of the cars or cling to the sides of the train to return home. Although this practice is dangerous, for many it represents the only option in the face of a lack of accessible transportation. The smallest shark species, known as the pocket shark, was discovered in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010 and measures approximately 14 centimeters long. This shark has a unique feature. It has luminous glands near its pectoral fins that emit light, which could help attract its prey or communicate with other sharks. The sculpture known as Giant Eyeball is located in Dallas, Texas, and is a popular tourist attraction. It has a height of more than 9 meters and is the largest sized sculpture in the world. On one occasion, and during a visit to the zoo, the boxer Mike Tyson wanted to bribe the head of security with $10,000 to let him fight a silverback gorilla. This was just to impress his girlfriend. In Iceland, there is a very curious traditional dish called hakarl, which consists of fermented and dried Greenland shark meat. The fermentation and drying process can last for several months, and the result is a food with an extremely strong and distinctive taste and smell. This dish is known for its strong ammonia aroma and intense flavor, which makes it a gastronomic challenge for many. The stairs of Mount Huashan in China are the steepest in the world. In some parts, their angle is practically 90 degrees, which makes them a challenge for hikers. These stairs are a tourist attraction that offers impressive views, but they also require a high level of physical fitness to be ascended. This team found a way to run the video game Doom on a pregnancy test. The resolution is obviously not very good. What did you expect from a screen made to show a couple of lines? The tokay is a species of large and colorful gecko. Its name comes from its characteristic call that sounds like tkh. It is a nocturnal and arboreal species found in Asia and some Pacific islands. In Hawaii, you can see rivers of burning lava during the eruptions of active volcanoes. These volcanoes must be observed downwind to avoid contact with toxic gases. The volcanic gas is composed mainly of water vapor. It also contains carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and other gases in smaller proportions. Carbon dioxide can account for between 10 and 40%, depending on the volcano. Direct exposure to these gases can be dangerous. The growth rings of trees are concentric layers of woody cells that form periodically and record the climatic conditions during the life of the tree. Scientists can analyze these rings to learn about historical events such as droughts, volcanic eruptions, and fluctuations in solar activity. In Japan, there are peculiar samurais who are in charge of collecting garbage from the streets. Known as samurai garbage collectors, they walk the streets of Japan collecting the waste they find along the way. They carry out their work with fascinating performances, exclaiming phrases like "Who has done this?" or punishment for those who have no morals. This is one of the most unusual spectacles you can witness on the streets of that country, combining entertainment and a message of environmental responsibility. This experiment was performed with old televisions that used electron guns to form images. These guns fired beams at the back of the screen coated with phosphor. When a magnet is brought closer, the magnetic field that guides the electrons is altered. This causes visible distortions in the television image. Michael Telodos, also known as Miguelo Telodos, was born in 1856 in Greece and was raised in the monastery of Mount Athos, where women are forbidden. His mother died hours after his birth, and he was raised by the monks of the monastery. He spent his 82 years of life without having seen a woman. This is Turkish coffee prepared on hot sand, a traditional technique that allows it to be heated evenly. Very finely ground Arabica coffee is used, with a texture similar to flour. The coffee is mixed with water in a container called a sieve. As it heats slowly, a thick foam forms on the surface. It should not boil completely, as that affects its flavor. When the foam rises to the edge, it is removed from the fire. It is a delicate preparation that highlights the aroma and body of the coffee. The African gray parrot can memorize and imitate a wide variety of sounds and is considered one of the most intelligent animals in the world. In addition, this species passes the mirror test, recognizing its own reflection and not attacking its image. The solar analemma is the imaginary figure-8 shape that is formed by following the path of the sun in the sky if it is observed in the same place at the same time every day of the year. Some ambidextrous people can write with both hands at the same time, which requires great coordination. In certain cases, they manage to write in mirror with their left hand, as Leonardo da Vinci did. This ability is uncommon and is found in approximately 1% of the population. The readability varies according to the skill of each hand and the type of writing. There are also those who write with both hands while performing other simultaneous activities. The Leshan Giant Buddha is located in Sichuan Province, China, and is the largest stone-carved Buddha statue in the world. It measures approximately 71 meters in height and is carved into the side of a cliff. Its construction began in the Tang Dynasty around the year 713 after Christ. It was led by the monk Haidong and finished by his disciples decades later. It represents the Maitreya Buddha in a seated position. In 1996, it was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. France is the most visited country in the world, with more than 89 million tourists a year. This country offers a variety of unique places, from the majestic Alps and the Pyrenees to the picturesque beaches of the French Riviera. In addition to its natural beauty, France is home to some of the most fascinating and emblematic cities in the world, such as Paris, home to the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame Cathedral. Microsoft was founded in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. The company started as a small project to create a basic interpreter for the first microcomputer, the Altair 8800. However, the great success came in 1985 with the launch of Windows, an operating system that revolutionized personal computing. From there, Microsoft became the leader in the software market. In addition, Bill Gates was known for his unusual business approach. Instead of patenting all his innovations, he chose to license his software, which allowed him to expand his influence in the industry. Filmed over Nepal, this landscape shows the Himalayan mountain range, where Mount Everest is located. Although Everest is the most famous, there are many other very high mountains in this region. This mountain range was formed millions of years ago by the collision of the Indian tectonic plate with Asia. At that time, India was an island that was moving north. Upon impact, the Earth's crust was elevated, forming the mountains. It is like the wrinkles that form when you push sand on the beach. This is how one of the most imposing regions on the planet was born. In The Hague, Netherlands, a European Sand Sculpture Championship is held. These works are built only with water and sand, but not just any kind of sand works. River or quarry sand is preferred for its angular grains, which compact better. To give them stability, cylindrical or cubic molds are used. The compaction is done in layers with manual tools or machines. This process prevents the sculptures from crumbling. This is an alligator, also known as a yacare, filmed in Florida, United States. Alligators inhabit subtropical areas from the southern United States to Uruguay. Male crocodiles can reach up to 5 or 6 meters long, depending on the species. An alligator can run on land at about 18 kilometers per hour for short distances. Crocodiles and alligators hunt by ambush. They do not usually chase their prey. Switzerland is recognized worldwide for its spectacular landscapes, such as the Alps and its crystal-clear lakes. It is a multilingual country where German, French, and Italian are mainly spoken. In addition, there is a fourth official language called Romansh. Many Swiss people are bilingual or trilingual, especially in border areas. The languages have local variants known as Swiss versions. For example, Swiss German differs markedly from Standard German. This diversity reflects the cultural and linguistic richness of the country. The sensory deprivation tank, also called a therapeutic flotation tank, was invented by the American John Lilly. Its design allows you to float in water with a high concentration of Epsom salts, which creates a feeling of weightlessness. This experience promotes deep relaxation and stress reduction. The tank is closed to minimize external stimuli such as light and sound. It is used in physical, mental, and meditation therapies. Its use has become popular in wellness and health centers. The Kinkakuji, also known as the Temple of the Golden Pavilion, is located in Kyoto, Japan. It was built in the year 1397 as a retirement villa for the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu. After his death, the place was converted into a Zen temple of the Rinzai school. The 2 upper floors of the pavilion are covered with pure gold leaf. In the United States, snowy landscapes have been filmed using drones equipped with LED lights. These lights allow specific areas to be illuminated during night flights or in conditions of low visibility. Some videos show snow-covered pine trees from spectacular aerial angles. Although it may seem contradictory, a leaf blower can help stop a grassland fire. This tool redirects the air towards the black zone, that is, the area that has already burned. By doing so, it prevents the fire from advancing towards areas with vegetation. This is the spawning of sea turtles on the coast of Sinaloa, Mexico. The females leave the sea and crawl through the sand to the dunes. With their back flippers, they dig holes where they deposit their eggs. Then they cover the nest with sand to protect it. Some try to erase the trace of the exact location. After completing the process, they return to the ocean. It is a key natural phenomenon for the conservation of these species. The Vitopna restaurant is located in Prague, Czech Republic, and is famous for its original service system. It uses electric trains that run on rails installed between the tables to deliver drinks to customers. The locomotives are computer-controlled and run with great precision. The place has more than 900 meters of tracks. Since its opening, it has gained international recognition for its innovative concept. Male ostriches perform a dance as part of their mating ritual. They spread their wings, turn their necks, and make rhythmic movements to attract females. This behavior is instinctive and has reproductive purposes. The dance serves to show strength and health. If the female is receptive, she adopts the crouched posture. This indicates that she accepts the male as a partner. It is a natural form of communication between these birds. Lenticular clouds have a plate shape and often appear stationary in the sky. They form when strong, stable wind crosses mountains, generating air waves. In these waves, water vapor condenses and creates these clouds. They do not need to be at high latitudes to appear. They can form in any mountainous region with the right conditions. Nordlingen is a medieval city located in Bavaria, Germany. It is surrounded by a well-preserved wall with towers and 5 gates. Its circular shape is due to the fact that it was built inside the Rise crater. This crater was formed by the impact of a meteorite about 15 million years ago. It is approximately 24 kilometers in diameter. Some of the city's buildings contain minerals created by the impact. It is a unique place where history and geology meet. Mount Savino, also known as the Matterhorn, is located in the Alps between Switzerland and Italy. It is one of the most emblematic mountains in Europe for its pyramidal shape. Its official height is 4,478 meters above sea level. It is a popular destination for mountaineers and photographers. Its silhouette has inspired logos and works of art. In the Taihang Mountains, located in Hebei Province, China, there is an impressive glass walkway suspended at more than 1,180 meters of height. This structure measures about 266 meters long and offers spectacular views of the valley. Some panels have visual effects that simulate cracks when you walk on them. This intensifies the experience without compromising the safety of visitors. Physarum polycephalum is a brainless slime mold that has shown surprising intelligent behaviors. In scientific experiments, it is placed in mazes with food at the end, such as oatmeal flakes, and the organism explores various routes until it reinforces the shortest and most efficient one. This process has been documented through time-lapse recordings as its movement is slow but strategic. Despite having no nervous system, it can solve spatial problems, remember stimuli, and adapt to its environment. The ceramic of spark plugs can break car glass, especially the side windows. This happens because when it shatters, it generates very hard and sharp edges. These edges concentrate the force on a small point, facilitating the fracture of the glass. In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, there are capsule hotels with compact and futuristic rooms. The spatial capsules are typical of economic and modern accommodation. These offer privacy in small spaces. They are popular with young travelers and backpackers. This group of mountaineers film themselves from the top of Mount Everest, the highest point on the planet. The summit is located at 8,848 meters above sea level. Many mountaineers document their ascent as proof of their achievement. The conditions at the summit are very harsh, with little oxygen and sub-zero temperatures. Despite this, thousands have reached this place. These robotic legs were designed by the Nagoya Institute of Technology in Japan. They move without a motor or external control, only with their own weight. They use the principle of passive locomotion, imitating human walking. They only require a small initial push to start walking. They do not need electric energy or complex programming. They have managed to walk for hours on inclined surfaces. This snowy landscape was filmed in Ain Sefra, Algeria, a city located on the edge of the Sahara Desert. Although it is an arid area, It has recorded snowfalls on several occasions in the last 40 years. The snow appears due to waves of cold from Europe that reach this mountainous region. Similar events have been documented in the years 1979, 2016, 2018, and 2021. It is an unusual spectacle in one of the hottest places on the planet. On some roads, turbines have been tested that take advantage of the wind generated by passing vehicles. These vertical axis turbines can transform that energy into electricity to power lighting or other systems. The phenomenon is based on capturing the slipstream of heavy traffic. This type of energy is complementary and low-scale. The idea seeks to take advantage of daily movement to generate clean energy. This airplane works with elastic energy, which comes from the deformation of an object that recovers its original shape. It uses coiled rubber bands that propel a propeller when released. It is a lightweight and experimental model, unmanned and not remotely controlled. It can fly freely for more than a minute, depending on its design. In Yamato, Kuriyama, Japan, there is a telephone booth converted into a fish tank with goldfish. This installation is part of a local art project. The city is known for its tradition in raising goldfish. Anticrepuscular rays are an optical phenomenon that can be observed at dawn or dusk. They look like crepuscular rays, but are projected in the opposite direction to the sun. This illusion is due to the observer's perspective. They are caused by shadows of large objects, such as mountains or clouds. In mountainous regions like the Alps, their appearance is more likely. The clouds known as Kelvin-Helmholtz instability have a wavy shape similar to waves in the sky. This phenomenon occurs when two layers of air with different speeds or densities meet. The difference in movement between them generates visible waves. These clouds are uncommon but very striking. The phenomenon is also observed in oceans and in space. It is a classic example of fluid dynamics in action. The BMW Vision Next 100 is a concept car designed to show the future of mobility. Presented in the United States, it stands out for its advanced technology and futuristic aesthetics. Its wheels are encapsulated to improve aerodynamics. It uses a flexible body that adapts to the turning of the wheels through a living geometry. This innovation allows the vehicle to transform in motion. Emmanuel Dapadran Pacquiao, known as Manny Pacquiao, is a famous Filipino boxer. He has been seen in local markets in Manila, which reflects his closeness to the people. In the year 2016, he ran and won as a senator in the Philippines. These public appearances may have strengthened his political image. In addition to his sports and political career, he has also ventured as a singer and actor. This is a Central Tower solar thermal power plant located in California, United States. It uses heliostats, which are movable mirrors capable of following the trajectory of the sun. These mirrors concentrate solar light on a receiver located at the top of a tower. The heat generated converts water into steam, and that steam moves turbines that produce electricity. This system allows solar energy to be used efficiently. It is an advanced technology that combines optics, heat, and electric generation. This is what the work of a sheepdog looks like from the sky. The coordinated movement of the sheep is incredibly hypnotic. The sheepdog, like a border collie or an Australian shepherd, guides and leads all the lambs to their pens in an orderly and systematic way. These herding dogs are generally selected for their dominance and their marked hunting instinct, which allows them to manage the herd effectively. Lichens are symbiotic organisms formed by an association between a fungus and an alga or cyanobacterium. This relationship allows them to survive in extreme environments, from the cold Arctic to hot and dry deserts. Their ability to colonize surfaces where other life forms could not thrive makes them incredibly resistant. The bristlecone pine located in the White Mountains of California is considered the oldest tree in the world. Some specimens of this species have lived for more than 5,000 years, which makes them one of the longest-lived organisms on Earth. This skateboarder made an all-terrain skateboard. It is a YouTuber named Yvonne Miranda who built a small longboard-like vehicle that can travel even in the mountains. For the creation of this skateboard, Yvonne was inspired by tanks using their same caterpillar-like wheel system, which allows the object to move on any surface. The result was this monstrous skateboard that has gained popularity on social media for its innovative design. The Great Green Wall of Africa is an ongoing environmental initiative to combat desertification in the Sahel, the area just south of the Sahara Desert. The project seeks to plant a strip of trees along 8,000 kilometers from east to west in Africa to stop the advance of the desert and help local communities improve their livelihoods through sustainable agriculture and conservation. Salt or sodium chloride is the only mineral that is consumed directly as a condiment in daily food. Although there are other essential minerals for health such as calcium, potassium, iron, and magnesium, these are found in food and are consumed indirectly through a balanced diet and not as pure minerals. In this sport, people ski with animals. It is a winter practice in which people participate together with dogs or horses. Basically, it consists of the animals propelling the ski with their movements, pulling it as if it were a motor. Although the sport is not very popular, it managed to enter as a demonstration at the 1928 St. Moritz Olympic Games. Luke Jerram's lunar replica, known as Museum of the Moon, has a scale of 1 to 500,000 and measures approximately 7 meters in diameter. It is made from detailed NASA images. This moon travels the world, making appearances in museums and galleries. The word bank comes from the Italian term banca, which referred to the tables of money changers in the Middle Ages. These money changers carried out financial transactions and currency exchanges on benches or tables located in public squares. When a money changer could not fulfill his obligations, his table banca was broken as a sign of bankruptcy. Hence the expression bankruptcy, which means broken bank. In the tri-border region of Slovakia, Austria, and Hungary, there is a unique picnic table located right at the point where the three countries meet. This table is located in an easily accessible area, surrounded by nature, and is a popular place for those who want to enjoy an outdoor lunch while literally being in three countries at the same time. In addition, the table is a symbol of cooperation and peace between these neighboring nations. Why, if the planet Earth is supposedly millions of years old, are we in the year 2025? The year 2025 is simply a human convention based on the Gregorian calendar that counts the years from the birth of Jesus Christ. Although the Earth has millions of years of history, our way of measuring time is based on specific historical and cultural events. The current calendar is a practical tool for social organization and does not reflect the real age of the planet. The Stanford Prison Experiment was a psychological study conducted in 1971 by Dr. Philip Zimbardo at Stanford University. Participants were randomly assigned to roles of guards and prisoners in a simulated prison inside the basement of the psychology department. The experiment had to be stopped after only 6 days due to the abusive behavior of the guards and the emotional distress of the prisoners. Meet Louis, a 132-year-old lobster. It was part of a restaurant's fish tank for 20 years until the owner decided to release it in the year 2017 in commemoration of National Lobster Week. Louis weighed 10 kilograms when it was released and was quite large, so it is unlikely that it will be prey to any predator. A jewel wasp is a species of cuckoo wasp that has the ability to turn other insects into zombies. One of its favorite foods is cockroaches. The wasps inject a substance into their victim to keep it alive while they lead it to their nest. Once there, they deposit their larva inside it, and the new wasp begins to grow from the inside, feeding on the cockroach's body. The first product that Sony manufactured was a wooden electric rice cooker in 1946. The company was founded by Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita under the name Tokyo Tsushin Kojo, and their first product was a rice cooker that, although it was not very successful, marked the beginning of the company. The American painter Tyree Callahan modified a 1937 Underwood Standard typewriter, replacing the original letters and keys with colored pads and tone labels, thus creating a functional device called a chromatic typewriter. This innovative tool allows you to draw or create works of art by printing colors on paper, emulating the act of writing. Iceland is famous for its volcanic activity that has created extensive lava tunnels under its surface. These tunnels are formed when lava flows and solidifies on the outside, while the hot magma continues to flow inside. They are fascinating geological time capsules and offer an impressive view of nature in action. The Wonderwork Cave in South Africa has been confirmed as the oldest human-inhabited cave in the world. A team of geologists and archaeologists from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the University of Toronto found evidence of the use of fire and the manufacture of simple stone tools in the cave. This evidence suggests that the cave was inhabited by humans more than 1 million years ago. Birds can perch on high-voltage cables without being electrocuted because the electrical resistance of their body is much higher than that of the cables. This causes the electricity to pass preferentially through the cables, ignoring the bird. However, if a bird touches 2 cables at the same time, an electrical circuit would be created and it could be electrocuted. There is a jellyfish that is capable of injecting its venom without needing to sting. It is the inverted jellyfish, an inhabitant of the shallow waters of the Caribbean. This species anchors itself to the ocean floor and launches venom-filled mucus balls through its small tentacles to hunt or defend itself, going unnoticed and becoming a nightmare for swimmers. The jaguarundi is a wild cat from America that shares some characteristics with otters and weasels, such as its elongated body and small ears. They are very shy animals and are easily scared, which makes it rare to find videos of them in their natural habitat. Kilauea is the name of the most active volcano of the five that make up the island of Hawaii. Between 1969 and 1974, it experienced the longest eruption in its history with a duration of 1,774 days. With a height of 1,000 meters, this gigantic lava dome covered more than 350 million cubic meters and was so intense that it traveled a distance of 12 kilometers under the sea. The USB, an acronym for Universal Serial Bus, was developed in 1996 to standardize the connection of peripheral devices to computers. Before USB, connecting devices such as printers and cameras was a complicated process that often required multiple cables and adapters. The invention of the USB greatly simplified this process, and since its launch it has become the most common connector in electronic devices worldwide, facilitating data transfer and device charging. The Walt Disney Company was founded in 1923 by Walt Disney and his brother Roy in Los Angeles, California. The iconic character Mickey Mouse, created in 1928, was born from the need to replace Oswald the Lucky Rabbit that Disney had lost in a rights dispute. Mickey quickly became a symbol of the company and of pop culture. Today, Disney is an entertainment giant known for its films, theme parks, and its impact on the film and animation industry. L'Oreal, founded in 1909 by the chemist Eugene Schuller, began as a small company that manufactured a hair dye called Oriel. Schuller developed his formula in his own laboratory in Paris and at first sold the product to hair salons. As the company grew, it began to diversify into cosmetics and beauty products, and today, it is the largest cosmetics manufacturer in the world. In addition, L'Oreal is known for its commitment to research and innovation, investing a significant part of its income in the development of new products. This is how a rat is put to sleep for surgery. These anesthesia chambers are also used for other small animals. Here you can see a hedgehog. Food in space must not only be nutritious, it must also be safe and easy to eat in a microgravity environment. Meals are often dehydrated and packaged in special tubes or bags. Astronauts also report that their sense of taste changes in space, which can make them prefer stronger and spicier foods. In 2011, the first exoplanet or brown dwarf with a ring system 200 times larger than Saturn's was discovered. Named J1407b, it has a total of 37 rings that occupy 120 million kilometers. In addition, between the rings there is a space that could house a planet the size of Mars or Earth. This device projects your head onto a group of screens that form a head. It was intended to replace people who cannot be physically at a conference. In Argentina, the train to the clouds is one of the highest railway routes in the world, ascending to 4,220 meters above sea level. This train travels through impressive landscapes of the Andes Mountains, crossing bridges, tunnels, and viaducts, and offering passengers spectacular views and a unique experience. Cleaner fish, such as the cleaner goby, perform a cleaning service to other fish by removing parasites and dead tissue from their bodies. This mutualistic interaction benefits both species, as the cleaner fish get food and the fish that are cleaned benefit by staying free of parasites. Each fall, a hillside along Oregon's Highway 18 greets passersby with a huge smiley face formed by trees. The design, created by the company Hampton Lumber in 2011, features a mixture of Douglas fir and larch planted during a reforestation of the area. The larches have been arranged in such a way that during the fall their needles turn yellow, creating the body of the face, while the Douglas fir forms the eyes and mouth. The Acambaro figures were discovered in 1944 by Waldemar Julsrud in Acambaro, Mexico. These ceramic figures represent dinosaurs and other creatures along with humans, which has generated controversy and speculation about their authenticity and origin. Some believe they are evidence that humans and dinosaurs coexisted, while others consider them fakes or erroneous artistic interpretations. The Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá in Colombia is an impressive underground church carved into a salt mine. This architectural marvel has chapels, sculptures, and an impressive altar, all carved in salt. In addition, it is an important pilgrimage and tourism site and is considered one of the architectural wonders of Colombia. The most important animal for the planet is the bee, which not only produces honey, but is essential for the pollination of many plants. Without them, the reproduction of fruits, vegetables, and flowers would be seriously affected, destabilizing ecosystems and the food chain. So, although they are small, their impact is gigantic. Studies have shown that the stripes of zebras can repel flies. The vision of flies is affected by the striped pattern of zebras, which prevents them from getting close and biting them. This helps zebras avoid bites and contracting insect-borne diseases in Africa. In a city in Switzerland, it rained chocolate from the sky. This was caused by a failure in the ventilation system of a chocolate factory. Thanks to that, large quantities of cocoa particles were released into the air and a strong gust of wind spread it throughout the city. Vehicles and houses were covered by a thin layer of chocolate, thus creating the first and only chocolate rain of all time. In 1974, the photographer Daniel Sareen captured an image of two street mimes in Central Park, New York. Years later, he discovered that one of the mimes was Robin Williams, long before he became a famous movie star. Chameleons can move their eyes independently, which allows them to have a 360-degree field of vision and effectively monitor their surroundings. In addition, their eyes have an incredible focusing ability, being able to observe nearby and distant objects with great precision. This unique ability helps them not only to detect prey, but also to avoid predators. During extremely cold winters, parts of Niagara Falls may appear frozen with enormous ice formations that form from the constantly moving water and pulverized droplets. Although the water continues to flow underneath, the sight of the frozen falls is a memorable spectacle. This is the caracal, one of the rarest and most expensive hybrid cat breeds in the world. There are few specimens and each one has a sale price of more than $2,000. It is a cross between a wild caracal and an Abyssinian cat. It is usually very difficult to reproduce these two varieties because due to the difference in gestation time, the young normally die. In addition, it is difficult to find caracals. Kintsugi is a Japanese art that consists of repairing broken porcelain objects with gold. It suggests that the breaks and repairs are part of an object's history and should be shown instead of hidden. The scars of our mistakes make us stronger. The dromedary and the Bactrian camel are the only two species of camels that exist in the world. They differ in that the dromedary has a single hump and is usually taller, while the Bactrian camel stands out for its double hump, a coat to face colder climates, and is more robust. An average of 200 liters of water is needed to produce 1 liter of Coca-Cola. For every liter of Coca-Cola, the sugar it contains needs between 175 and 200 liters of water. This fact highlights the environmental impact of the production of sugary drinks. Most amphibians eat their own skin when they shed. This is to ensure they recycle nutrients, something very interesting, but quite gross. Europe has a country whose official religion is Buddhism, the Republic of Kalmykia, a Russian republic. They're Buddhists, and there is the largest Buddhist temple in Europe called the Golden Temple. A blue moon is a phenomenon where 2 full moons occur in the same calendar month. This event is relatively rare, and that is where the phrase once in a blue moon comes from to describe something that happens infrequently. When we put food in the microwave, the metal mesh that blocks the radiation prevented us from seeing the food. But that was a thing of the past. Now microwaves block radiation with other methods, which allows us to see what is happening inside. Flyboarding is an extreme water sport invented in 2012 by the French jet ski racer Frankie Zapata. Since then, it has spread all over the world. Although some people practice it for fun, there are also competitions with special rules. To propel the player to the surface, a special board under their feet expels 2 jets of pressurized water, allowing them to advance and perform pirouettes at 15 meters high. This was an old quarry from where stone and other rock construction materials were extracted. When it stopped working, people flooded it and placed some curious things on the bottom, from a school bus to a small plane. The Pazzi Pizzeria in Paris is the first autonomous pizzeria in the world. It was created by Sébastien Robinet and is completely automated. The entire process, from preparing the dough to serving and paying, is done by robots. The main robot, also called Pats, can prepare up to 80 pizzas per hour and offers more than 35 customizable ingredients. The pizzeria has become so popular that it has opened a second location in Cergy, near Paris. This position is known as the banana pose, a term used by scientists. Seals adopt this posture when they feel safe and happy. In addition, they do it to regulate their temperature and keep their limbs dry. One of the countries with the largest number of beaches in the world is Australia. It has around 11,000 beaches, where we can highlight the Queensland region, the famous Whitehaven Beach on Whitsunday Island, and in New South Wales, the famous Bondi Beach in Sydney. While the coast of Victoria is home to the picturesque Great Ocean Road that offers impressive beaches like Bells Beach. The discovery of large oil reserves in the Middle East in the early 20th century transformed the global economy. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates went from being agriculture-based economies to global economic powers thanks to black gold. Oil has not only generated wealth, but also conflicts and significant geopolitical changes in the region and the world. The viral short film Save Ralph was made in stop motion. This production was promoted by the organization Humane Society International to promote a campaign that seeks to ban the testing of cosmetic products on animals. Several artists participated in the creation of the scenario's endearing main character. They made a 3D model of Ralph's head and were in charge of designing his face so that it moved organically and naturally when performing the animation. In addition, the short film was directed by the American filmmaker Spencer Susser. The caracal uses 20 muscles in 3 different groups to control each of its ears. These ears act as parabolic sound antennas, and it is believed that the long tufts on the tips improve its hearing by channeling sounds towards its ears. In the theater of ancient Greece, masks were essential for performances as they helped actors to represent multiple characters and project their voices in open amphitheaters. These masks, made of linen or wood, also expressed exaggerated emotions to be visible from afar. This theatrical resource allowed complex stories to be told and marked the beginning of dramatic art in Western culture. On May 26, 2023, Flight Radar 24 recorded the highest number of planes flying simultaneously in history with more than 22,000 planes in the air at the same time. A woodpecker's tongue is truly fascinating. It originates at the base of the skull, wraps around the back of the skull, and then goes up the throat before exiting through the beak. This structure allows the woodpecker to extend its tongue considerably to extract insects and larvae from holes in trees. In addition, the length and flexibility of its tongue help protect its brain from repeated impacts while drilling into trees. At Mini Chef Lego, located in the Lego house in Billund, Denmark, you can place your food order using Lego pieces. Each dish corresponds to a different color and piece. You just have to place the pieces of the dishes you want in a cartridge and then insert it into a machine. If everything is correct, the Lego Mini Chefs will prepare your food and deliver it to you through a conveyor belt assisted by friendly robots. The Cuyahoga River Fire in Cleveland, Ohio, occurred on June 22, 1969 due to the high pollution of its surface. This event was an important catalyst for the environmental movement in the United States and led to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, in December of 1970. Antoine Moses is a young Canadian who has set a world record by planting more than 23,000 trees in 24 hours, as he dedicates practically his entire life to reforesting forests. His tireless commitment reflects the urgency of preserving our natural environment for future generations. He carries out this activity thanks to the donations generated with the help of thousands of people supporting his cause. Cryptozoology is the study of animals whose existence has not been proven, such as the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Chupacabra. These creatures have captured the public's imagination and generated debates about the possibility of species unknown to science. The tufted ground squirrel has the largest tail in proportion to the size of its body of all mammals. Its tail is approximately 30% larger than its body. Poodoos are the smallest deer in the world and are native to South America. There are 2 species, the northern poodoo and the southern poodoo. The northern poodoo measures approximately between 32 and 35 centimeters in height and between 70 and 85 centimeters in length, while the southern poodoo reaches between 35 and 45 centimeters in height. Due to their tiny size and the destruction of their habitat, both species are listed as vulnerable to extinction. In March of 2023, during the ProMat Fair in Chicago, the humanoid robot Digit, developed by Agility Robotics, fainted after having performed continuous demonstrations for approximately 20 hours. At one point, while carrying boxes in front of attendees, the robot collapsed and fell to the ground. The incident quickly went viral on social media, generating a large number of reactions among netizens. The heartbeat of a blue whale can be heard from more than 3 kilometers away. Blue whales weigh an average of between 130,000 and 150,000 kilograms, and their heart alone weighs approximately 180 kilograms. With those sizes, it's no wonder that sound can travel so far. This is how cameramen film car races. This movement is known as panning. It is a fast and sudden camera movement from side to side that is used to emphasize speed. Sloths can go hungry even when their stomachs are full. These animals have a very curious digestive system. Their diet is made up of leaves and vegetables, which seems to be very light. However, these creatures are not only slow to walk, but they also have a very slow metabolism, so it takes them between 2 weeks and a month to digest their food. To complete their digestive cycle, sloths must sunbathe. So when the rainy seasons begin and temperatures drop, these animals start to get hungry even though they are full and do not absorb the nutrients they need. These curious potassium ponds are in the Utah Desert in the United States. They're artificial and managed by the company Intrepid Potash, which has a headquarters in Denver. They are created to collect a salt-rich in potassium used in agricultural fertilizers. The blue color comes from an added dye that helps with the absorption of sunlight and speeds up evaporation, which usually takes about 300 days. These ponds measure 1.5 square kilometers and are lined with rubber to retain the salts. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.